Hello everybody, welcome to Mr. B Clothing here at 1995 Northwest 86th Street in gorgeous Clive, Iowa. We got some great weather going on this week.
Isn't it great?
Central Iowa, it's awesome. We got, Tim Sitzmann here. I walk into Mr. B, I noticed, man, there's a lot of bright ties, a lot of bright shirts, bright colors.
You know, we're right in the middle of the season, and when the weather breaks like this, it's just fun. It's kind of, people want to get out and golf and all those kinds of things, but we're more active in the summer, and when you want to be out in the weather, you wear brighter things and shorts and new things, and it's fun to shop right now. So come and see us. You know, last time we met, we were down at Bedowers, and that's a beautiful store, and they're changing too as we are. So both stores are good for two different reasons. They specialize more in jeans and stuff. We specialize more in a little bit more active wear. So, and so check us out.
It's the whichever spot you go to, you'll be
well
good
treated.
Atmosphere, very well treated. Those guys down at Bedowers, I like those guys.
Aren't they
know them
good?
pretty well.
They're very good.
Ate down at Star Bar the other day, popped in, said hello to the guys.
Good. Kevin and Michael do a great job.
They sure do. All right. Well, Tim, today's burning topic, hot topic. We kind of we're going to mix our worlds.
This is funny. Yeah, it is.
We're going to mix our worlds. Now, some hack blogger, I don't even know who he is, but he recently published his list of the top 10 worst uniforms in all of college football.
Right.
Lo and behold, our Cyclones of Iowa State were number 8. And I got a big problem with this.
Yeah.
I love Iowa State's uniforms. Now, a lot of people disagree with me. Like you said, when I told you what we were going to talk about today, they look like Southern California. Well, for one, I love Southern California's uniforms. I always have. So, obviously, the parallel makes me attracted to Iowa State's uniforms. But I hated, towards the end of the McCarney years, and I think it was year 1 of Chiswick, I hated those Iowa State uniforms with those ugly gold pants, and they looked like the Kansas City Chiefs.
They kind of did.
For a long time, I've hated Iowa State uniforms up prior to the ones they have now. I hated it when they had the blue on them. That didn't make any sense to me. And now you got people, and I don't blame the people because they went out and bought the colors.
Didn't they have a tornado on their helmet one time?
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Or a cyclone, obviously.
Yeah. But my issue with the blue, because now you got people who still wear that blue around.
I know.
And I don't blame the people because, like I say, they bought it and they were supporting the team.
But there's no blue in the colors.
No, there's no blue because that kind of stinks everything up when you're making a.
You're right.
But, I love Iowa State's uniforms. Do you like them?
Well, I'm probably neutral on them. I like them and I like the color. But I think, as we were talking about how this intertwines with my business.
Yeah.
I could show a shirt to 10 people. 5 would like it, 5 would hate it. So it's kind of that kind of thing. And I understand the bloggers, I tell you what, I like uniforms simple. I liked what Cleveland Browns used to be, just a simple helmet.
See, I thought those were ugly.
See, to me,
you like Penn State, probably.
Penn State, I loved. I mean, just simple and
Nebraska.
easy. And I'm not a big Nebraska fan, so how could I like their uniform? But simplicity, to me, it's about the talent on the field, not the uniform. But uniforms became fashion statements in a lot of, not just football, but the Oakland Athletics and baseball made uniforms a fashion statement in the 70s.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. They got this bright green and yellow, and they were changing their pants, and they made it almost fashion to dress up. And they'd have 2 or 3 different uniforms during the course of the season, where a team like the Yankees or something have always wore traditional things.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm a little more traditionalist at heart, and I actually kind of agree with you. I like what the Cyclones have right now versus the gold pants and the red pants look better and more of a solid uniform. But I'm more of a traditionalist than I am a fashion uniform.
Yeah. Well, I like that side, the traditionalist argument, and that's the one problem I've had with Iowa State over the past 20 years.
They've never developed that.
Well, they've
changed a lot.
They've changed so often.
Right.
It's hard to develop that brand identity when you're talking Iowa State. I mean, people around the country probably don't know what the Cyclones uniform looks like outside of the Big 12 or the Midwest because it's changed so much. But it's obviously different when you're talking to Penn State and Nebraska. Those schools that traditionally have had the same, Notre Dame.
Right.
Iowa State doesn't. Texas. Iowa State doesn't have that cash built up. You know what I mean? They don't have.
Well, they have a history of football, but they don't have the traditions of some of those schools. And maybe with the Coach Rhodes era, we're going to see some tradition being built up. We hope.
Well, I want some consistency with the uniform. That's my biggest deal. Don't go around changing the logo anymore. Don't touch it. Keep the colors the same. Let's just Let's just see how it plays out. If you go change that Iowa State, there'll be a lot of ticked off people who went and bought that stuff. You know?
And I think sticking to the basic premise of their colors is very important. We talked about they add some color, they do different colors, but the basic premise of their colors is that maroon and gold. I don't even know what what's the correct
Cardinal.
Excuse me, I couldn't get it, but that cardinal and gold, which, and as I said to you off camera before, is that it reminds me of USC, and I can't think of a bad thing about it reminding me of USC.
Yeah, it's so far apart.
It's so far apart, and I think that's good. I mean, I think their program obviously has had a lot of deep traditional roots and a very successful program and an outstanding program in itself. And I think the colors that the Cyclones have right now, Chris, look great.
Are there any uniforms in sports that you just can't stand, or even ones that you really like? Off the top of your head?
I never really liked the Dolphins uniforms.
You don't like that turquoise,
yeah,
or whatever you call it?
I didn't like that particular color. I look more to the professional. There's a lot of people. I like the Bears colors for one, and it's very traditional. Talk about traditional. Yeah. It's kind of almost like Cleveland. They've never changed their uniforms for as long as I can remember. I mean, it's always been that deep navy and orange, and the C on the helmet. And it's so. I'm embedded in that personally as how I like a uniform. Now, when it comes to clothes, Chris, I'm a little more flamboyant.
Yeah,
I may wear a kind of conservative tie. Tomorrow I'll have a pink tie on, a pink sock. So I'm all over the board.
Socks are a big deal in fashion anymore, aren't they? I see. That's where I got to really bone up because I just went out the other day and bought this. Nice little blazer.
It looks great.
And well, thank you. I appreciate it. But I told the wife, I don't have any socks.
Yeah.
I don't wear much brown.
When you're not wearing ties and stuff, socks and little things like pocket squares and kind of dress up a coat and dress up your outfit. So it's kind of fun to have accessories. And clothing in our world should be fun. It should be your personality. It should be how you feel about yourself and what you want to express to other people. And a uniform is that same kind of thing. It's an expression of what you want the people to think of your program.
The Raiders are a great example.
Oh, that's a perfect example. It's what you want people to think of your program and how it affects the competition. But the Raiders are an intimidating kind of black and silver and just, in your face kind of football.
I think the worst uniforms I can think of off the top of my head, just my opinion, the old San Diego Padres uniforms. You know which ones I'm talking about? That just I don't want to gross anybody up with that vomit colored. Then they had because the only reason I know that because Ozzie Smith played minor league ball in Clarinda, my hometown,
right.
And I have his rookie card, and he's wearing that he was drafted by the Padres, and he's wearing that just awful,
ugly color.
Oh, that uniform.
I remember the color very well.
Yeah, it just grosses me out.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not a big fan of Nebraska.
Yeah, well, the tradition over there in Nebraska is obviously deeply rooted, and they've done a terrific job over the years.
Yeah,
I've just not been a fan. In the Big 12, obviously with the Cyclones, you don't become big fans of Nebraska, and their fan base is it's been always nobody's quite as good as Nebraska. They've had a little downturn.
There is no place like Nebraska.
How about almost 2 wins in a row for Iowa State against them the last 2 years? We should have had it this year in a terrific call by Coach Rhodes, and it just was executed within an inch of success. We would have had another back-to-back win against Nebraska.
Tough. One of the toughest post-game shows I've ever done.
Yeah, that was a terrific memory, though, and a lot to build on there for the Cyclones.
Hope so. Season's right around the corner. Tim and I will, of course, be talking a lot about that here. Tim, over the next few months, we'll start getting your predictions on the game. We'll go game by game. The closer we get to the season. It was fun last
week when we went and you enlightened me on them only being favored in 2 out of the 12 games. And honestly, I thought when you said that you were crazy, but you were right. You were right on, and it will be fun. I'm on record as a 6-6 season.
All right,
and a bowl bid and ending up with a 7-6. A 7-6 final.
Well, according to Tim, we'll be all somewhere warm come New Year's. Tim, we appreciate it.
It's fun to talk about fashion and uniforms, and you guys need any fashion, you come and see me at 1995 Northwest 86 in Clive, Iowa, where it's always have the sunshine on you. It's Clive, Iowa.
You better believe it, and Mr. B's got some new banner ads up on the website as well. You can check them out. Just look all over the website.
Thank you.
CycloneFanatic.com. Tim Sitzmann, I'm Chris Williams. So long, everybody.